All right, there we go. Now we're recording. So I just had a couple little things that I wanted to go over, um, kind of surrounding time management and planning a schedule and writing things out, which the reason I'm talking about this is because I feel like this is something that I really need to work on. I need to sit down and focus on making a schedule for myself. And so I figured it would be great for us to talk about it together. I can give you guys some pointers that I found through my research, and maybe we can all collaborate and figure out what works best for us, because it's kind of a matter of what's going to work best for yourself, because everybody's different. So first off, I'm going to start by saying, regarding time management, don't overthink it. Just do it. I know I suffer from this. I suffer from wasting time on organizing because things drive me crazy and I want stuff to be organized. And then 10 minutes into it, I realize I'm wasting my time trying to make things organized and I'm not even being productive. So when your time is precious, like all of ours is, because everybody on this team has lots of things going on, multiple jobs, kids, spouse, house, all that good stuff. Like a lot of you guys have kids that are in sports, your kids have homework, all sorts of stuff. And if you don't have kids, I know you're just as busy, because you've got a couple jobs or whatever it is that you're doing. And so we're all really busy and our time is really important to us. So treat it like a business. If you're going to get something out of this and you want to make any sort of income, whether that's part-time, full-time, or just even getting your shakes paid for, you really have to treat it like a business, because if you're not going to care about it and give it the respect that it deserves, it's not going to go anywhere. It's kind of like, think about your business and your Beachbody as, just as you would with another person. Like, you got to give respect to get respect. So you have to respect your business and treat it like a business and put the time and effort into it and be professional about it and create a schedule, because that's going to come back around. Like, what you're going to put into it is what you're going to get out of it. So if you're just kind of randomly messaging people and you're not keeping track of who you're talking to and you're not putting the effort into like realistically inviting and being intentional with it, it's not going to go anywhere. You really have to be intentional with what you're doing. You have to invite with a purpose, act with a purpose, create your schedule intentionally. Like, it has to have a purpose and a goal in mind. So that being said, you have to know what your goals are every month, whether it works best for you to sit down at the end of each month and create your goals for the next month, or whether you prefer to start on day one of the month and sit down and write your goals, however that may work. Like for me personally, just as an example, I know in my head what my goals are every single month. They're not changing. As far as like Success Club 10 is minimum. I'm really reaching for Success Club 15, but if I hit 10, then that's okay. Like, that's my minimum. Like, I hit 10 or burn. Like, it's like, go big or go home. Like, it's got to be Success Club 10. So I know that in my head, and I know that I'm recruiting for 4 coaches every month. But I still sit down, and at some point within the end of the month or the first week of the new month, I'm sitting down and I'm writing these goals down and I'm sending them to my upline. So she knows every single month my goals aren't changing, but here they are again. So I'm letting her know. That way she can help me with my goals. She can help me because she knows what my goals are. So she's not going to push me in a direction that has nothing to do with my goals. So she's not going to expect me to hit Success Club 50 because that's not my goal. I mean, that would be amazing, but I'm just not at that point right now. So we communicate and I tell her what my goals are and we work together and she helps me based on that. So please, if you are willing to, let me know what your goals are. Feel free, even if they're not changing, please feel free to let me know what they are every month. believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself and you have to believe in this business. I know for some of you, it was like boom, like it just happened and you were like, yep, I'm doing it. I believe. I know some of you have that feeling the way that I have it. And it was just kind of like, if they can do it, I can do it. Why not? And I don't know if that's a personality thing or if that's just the fact that we know what our whys are and that's driving us. But you have to figure out how to believe in yourself and believe in this business to put the effort in. And that probably comes down to figuring out what your real why is and how deep it is. That real reason for being here, that deep emotional reason, not just superficial, but the real reason that you need Beachbody to work for you and why you're here. And whether that's, you know, you first started out because you watched your parents be really unhealthy and you're like, I have to do this because of health and fitness. And that's my first goal, is working on myself because I want to be healthy and I want to live a long life. Or because you have kids that you are leaving every day because you're going to your 9 to 5 and you're sick of it and you want to spend more time with them. You want to have time freedom. Or maybe you're $90,000 in debt with school loans and you really got to make this work because you'd really like to pay that off. You'd like to get out of your apartment and you want to buy a home someday. So you got to pay off that debt. So whatever it is, it's got to be that deep why that's driving you, that is stronger than your fear of inviting or your fear of posting or your fear of sharing your deep emotional journey that you're going through every day. Your belief in yourself and the belief in the business and the passion that you have for this business is going to be your foundation. So you kind of have to have a passion for helping other people and for health and fitness in order for this to go anywhere. You also, of course, and I kind of always talk about this here and there, you want to define your niche. You have to create your brand and you have to figure out why is what I have better than everybody else's. There are over 400,000 Beachbody coaches. Now, I can't tell you how many of those are actually active and working the business because obviously you guys know we put discount coaches under us to build our business so we can get those team cycles and rank advance. And so obviously our discount coaches aren't necessarily working the business. So I can't tell you how many of those 400,000 are actually working, but you have to figure out what is so awesome about you that out of your friends and followers who have multiple Beachbody friends, why are they going to choose you? When they get to that point in their life that they're ready to start their journey, whether that's a coaching journey or a fitness journey, why are they going to pick you? What makes you stand out? Why are you better? How is your offer the best? And how are you reaching out to your target market? Who is your target market? How are you finding them? And if you don't know what I mean, the easiest way to figure out your target market and figure out who you're posting to is sit down and write a little list about yourself. Write down 5 to 8 things about yourself that kind of define who you are and are you. So whether that's a mom or dad or teacher, a runner, you like to bake, you have kids, whatever it is, something about you that you like posting about. So you like to cook, you want to be posting about that. You like to paint, you want to be posting about that. So you don't obviously always want to be posting about Beachbody, but you want to be posting about your hobbies and things that you like because that's going to help you find that target market. You're going to be finding the people that are like you because we're drawn to people that we have things in common with. So that's how you're going to find your target market. And always be posting to them. Post to your target market. And you know what? This just reminds me, if you get, if you're getting a lot of no's from people and they seem to be related to a certain reason, say it's, the money thing, post directly to that. Create a post based on whatever rejection you're getting and put it out there specifically, even for a person. Say you were talking to your cousin and she gave you some specific reason as to why she doesn't want to do Shakeology. Make a post on it. Don't say, hey, cousin Ashley, blah, 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 but just make it to the general public, but talk about what you guys were talking about and why she said no. But turn your rebuttal into a post so that way everybody can see it, because she's
Or,
the only
oh,
one that has that.
sorry. I was going to say, I heard this from someone too, and I don't remember who it was. They were saying, like, say, for instance, like you have the rejection post. If you're not getting any rejections, and things happen to be going smoothly for you, you can even, who was it? I can't remember. It doesn't matter. But they were saying nobody sees what your messages are that you're getting in your inbox. So you could create like, like something, for instance, like, so I haven't, like, for instance, if I haven't gotten any rejections because of the money or whatever, you could create that. Like, so I have a lot of people messaging me, and I wanted, asking me about how I am able to cover the cost, or whatever the question is that you feel like you have an answer for, but nobody's actually come to you and asked you. You can
Right.
create that question. Like, you can just make it up. Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Right.
Just make a post.
Yep.
So wanted to add that in. You said about people having rejections, and so I was going to say, even if you don't have one, you can create one. So
Yeah, no, that's great, because actually that reminds me, which you may have heard before too, where they're like, it's not like a white lie or whatever, but when you're trying to think of how to put it out there, like, oh, I've been having a lot of requests for the recipe for the picture that I posted. Like, maybe nobody actually asked for the recipe, but kind of just adds affinity to you, kind of makes you sound a lot cooler than you really are.
it
Where'd you go? You froze. Oh, you froze.
It froze, yeah. Yeah, you froze too. I was gonna say it kind of adds interest. Like, if they're seeing, like, oh,
Right,
somebody's interested in this. Oh, other people are asking. I should be interested in this too.
right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, why haven't I seen this? Why haven't I thought of that?
Yeah.
I need to jump on board too.
Yes, exactly. I am not going to be a whole lot longer because I know that the dream team call is in 5 minutes. So I'm going to just go through a couple little bit more things with my notes. As far as like reaching out to your target market and defining your niche, just remember that sometimes your post is somebody's first impression of you. You might have just added somebody on Facebook, or they maybe just started watching you, and you have to remember that that's going to be your first impression. So maybe your post is something, is, you know, not people are going to be following you, and some people are going to know what's going on in your life, but some people, they're going to catch one of your random posts and it's going to be their first impression. So always post with a purpose. Always have intention with your posting. What you share is what they see. If you're having an issue trying to, you want to know what you look like to other people, ask a close friend or family member to go through your page, scroll through, and give you some constructive criticism as how do I look to the public? What do I look like? Can you give me your input? Like, give me 5 adjectives that describe my page when you go look at it. And you can ask your upline to do that too if you want some constructive criticism. But if you have a friend or family member that you know would be blunt and honest with you, you can ask them too. Or maybe ask both, or somebody else on the team, or whatever, whoever you feel comfortable with having do that. I wanted to get into personality colors, but I will do that another time because I could probably do a whole post or a whole call on personality colors.
That would be awesome, because I would love to hear about that.
Yeah, I really should focus on it more. So promote on purpose. So I didn't necessarily talk about the monthly schedule, but what I wanted to talk about was just creating your calendar each month for a purpose. So you're promoting on purpose. So that way you know, when is the challenge group, when is the preseason, when is the first day start. So when am I going to be promoting this? When am I going to be posting about it? I want to be posting at least 2 times a week promoting this challenge group. And I want to be doing my invites certain weeks for particular challenge groups. So when you create a calendar and you know when you're having your challenge group or when your upline is having your challenge group, you know what you're inviting to. Same thing with like the coaching sneak peek opportunity. You know when it is, when you have it on your calendar, and you know when you're inviting to it. Something else that I want to start doing with my calendar is not just creating my Success Club goals for the month, like, okay, I want Success Club 15 by the 30th. I want to change that and be like, no, I want Success Club 5 by the first week, Success Club 10 by the second week, that kind of thing. Like, break it down so that way it's stretching it out for yourself. So even though obviously every time you may want Success Club 5 by the 30th, try to make it a little bit easier on yourself and really try to get Success Club 2 with the first week, and then reach for Success Club 4 by the next week, and Success Club 6 by the third week, and that kind of thing. So that way it's already taken care of. You don't have to worry about it by the fourth week. Sometimes I realize that's easier said than done, but at least that way you know what you're pushing for. Regarding the challenge groups, be promoting for those 2 to 3 weeks out, especially if you're doing the preseason, which is an entire week before anyway. But that always gives everybody enough time to order their challenge packs. I at least try to have everybody order everything by the first day of preseason. So that way I know for sure their order's in, so I can put them in the group, and that way they're not waiting on their supplies to get here.
Quick question for you.
Yep.
I was just thinking about this, and I wanted to know, I was going to ask you later, but you're talking about it now. So your challenge groups, when they start, like you're starting your challenge group next week, right? But your preseason starts this week. When you advertise, do you advertise that it's starting next week? And then, or do you actually advertise that it starts this week, or do you just not really say a date?
I've done it both ways, and I usually say, if I say the preseason date, I'll usually say we do a week of preseason starting on the 4th, like that kind of thing.
Okay. All right.
Try to put a date in there of some sort.
Do you also, the other question that I had was, do you have your, like, so you have the end of a preseason, or do you have the end of your challenge group, right? So if it's like a 30-day challenge or a 4-week, I don't know, I like 4 weeks. It sounds better to me. But if you go through, and I'm going to walk away. I don't know if you can hear me. Anyhow, if you end up doing, like, your challenge group, right? And at the very last week, is that when do they overlap? Do you do like the end of the end of one challenge group and then the other one, the preseason starts during that week?
Sometimes, yes. Like right now, I actually kind of jumped up a couple weeks. So we're on day 15 of March's challenge group, and we're on preseason day 1. So when we're on day 21, we'll be on day 1. So it actually is kind of good because
they roll into each other.
We'll go straight to 21 days, and then if they want to jump in and do day 1, they can. Or like if they haven't been doing that great in March and they just haven't really gotten everything together, then they can jump in right now and do preseason all over again.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I was wondering.
Like I try to give the option, but sometimes it doesn't always work out that way. I'm trying to think, like I've had it before where there's been like 21 days or 21 days and then the preseason starts on day 21. So it's been that way too. Oh, you muted yourself. Okay. Well, I am going to leave it at that, and hopefully I will see some of you guys. Hey, baby. See some of you guys on, oh, you're happy now. On the Dream Team call. And, oh, shoot. Nope. I'm not leaving just yet. 1 second, because I meant to do the shout outs in the beginning of the call, and I did not. So real quick, the end of March shout outs. So just wanted to say a little congratulations to you guys for hitting Success Club. Tiffany Zollinger ended the month of March with 10 Success Club points. total amazeballs. Like Tiffany just started coaching, and so funny because she she thinks it's funny, and I want to smack her. The things that she says about why she thinks nobody was going to buy a challenge pack from her. But anyway, she's doing awesome. She's kicking butt. She's already lost over 25 pounds, and she just got started on her Beachbody fitness journey. And she's also out there encouraging and inspiring others by her posts, and they're following her journey, and they're doing the same thing because we're all in this together, and people are going to relate to you. So when you're sharing that journey, they're going to jump on board too. So awesome job, Tiffany. And so close, Amanda and Cynthia, finishing out the month with 4 and 2. I know you guys are putting yourselves out there and you're inviting, and I know I've seen some really awesome posts from a lot of you guys. Cynthia, I know you've been sharing a lot of your workout journey. I see a lot of your workout videos, and even when you were on vacation. So that was awesome. I loved seeing that. And top producers for last week, ending on Thursday, so it'll actually refresh this coming Thursday. So Tiffany Zollinger with 195, Shannon Hurley 135, Brandy Scrawback 105, and Shane Crow with 105. So awesome job, guys. You are all a part of Team Commit to Fit, and we wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. And I appreciate and love you guys. And it was so great meeting you, Cynthia, finally.
I know, right? I'm glad that you felt the same way I did when I first saw you. I was like, I feel ridiculous. I need to just get it together. I'm gonna cry.
Breastfeeding mothers were so emotional.
I know, right? That's exactly what it is. That's what we're gonna blame it on right now.
That's right. Ever since I had a baby, I've been like so much more emotional than I've ever been.
Everything's just so touching.
All right. Have a lovely evening, and I will talk to you soon.